The flight wasn't actually very long. They landed in Anchorage to switch planes, then took a connecting flight to Seattle, then over to O'Hare International, then finally landed in Philadelphia. 12 hours later. Ben was exhausted. He was surprised that their first plane, the Cessna, had been the most room he'd had during all 4 of their flights. The 737 they'd done the last 2 legs on offered little more than a straight-backed chair and hardly enough room for even his knees. He was cramped, tired, irritable, and ready for dinner. Reggie, on the other hand, seemed to be the exact opposite. When they landed in Philadelphia, Reggie bounced up and out of his seat, chipper and ready for the next adventure. Ben scowled at him. "What's the problem, big guy?" Reggie asked. "Couldn't get enough of a cat nap?" "Couldn't get any nap," Ben replied. "And I'm hungry." Joshua appeared behind Ben and Julie as they walked up into the airport. "We'll stop on the way for something quick, hopefully enough to fill us up until dinner." "Wait," Ben asked. "When's dinner?" "Whenever we're finished talking to the curator at the APS." Ben sighed. "We're not even checking into a hotel first? Just jumping right into work?" Julie and Reggie exchanged glances, then she turned to Ben and looked up at him. What were you reading on the flights?" He shrugged. "I don't know. Whatever was on my Kindle. Part of a novel. Wasn't any good. I could do better. I fell asleep after a page or 2. Julie and Reggie smiled while Joshua looked confused. "While you were dozing off, pal, the rest of us were already jumping into work. We've been reading through the briefs and backgrounds Mrs. E sent over to prepare for the trip." Ben's mouth opened and closed, but couldn't think of anything to say. "Don't worry. We'll fill you in on the way to the American Philosophical Society headquarters downtown. Just stay awake long enough to let it sink in." Ben nodded. He hated feeling like he was behind the ball, but he really hated being left out of this group's activities. He felt like he was considered the weakest link on the team, and moments like this didn't help things. They walked along through the airport until they came to baggage claim, and Joshua and Reggie posted up near their plane's baggage drop, while Julie and Ben waited back a few paces against the wall. Julie grabbed his arm and linked hers within his. She stepped up onto her tiptoes so she was able to whisper directly into his ear. "Don't worry," she said. "They're nerds. They like that sort of stuff. But I'm more into the strong silent types." "Yeah, but—" "And I made sure you and I got a room together where we're staying," she continued, a coy smile on her face. "So whenever we're done talking to this museum lady, I'm hoping we can steal away and do some catching up on the brief information." Ben smiled. "Yeah, I need a little extra time to get through all the information," he said. She winked at him. "We'll go slow."